Yo, 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 thank you for tuning into episode 2 of Minecraft and Chat. My name is Miles, and welcome to the series where I play Minecraft and I chat along. Thank you for tuning into episode 2. After that depressing sounding episode 1, we're not going to let that vibe bring us down. I don't know why it sounded so sad in the last episode, but we're not letting it happen again. Loading up our world right here. Alright, today's topic is going to be how my car got absolutely destroyed while I was asleep in my house. Alright, so today we're not going to comment too much on the gameplay, rather focus on telling the story, just try and stay on track this time. But thank you for tuning in, hope you're all doing well. It's midnight right here where I'm at, and I hope you all enjoy this. We're using some new recording software, so hopefully it'll work better for us. Alright. So, how did my car get destroyed while I was asleep? It started out on a Monday morning. This was the first morning that we did not, this was the start of the first week where we did not have school due to the coronavirus. So, I wake up, my mom wakes me up. It's about 6:27 in the morning. She says, "Miles, grab your coat. We gotta go outside. There's an emergency." So immediately, I thought in my head, oh, maybe it's a fire. But she said, "Grab your coat. We're gonna be out there for a while." Something like that. So I was a little worried. But I knew that it wasn't like a fire or something, though, because my little brother was still asleep. She hadn't woken him up at all. So she said, "Grab your coat and come outside." So then I was like, oh no, my car probably got stolen, right? So, background, I had a 99 Honda Prelude. 1999 Honda Prelude. Fresh tan, flexi coilovers on it. I mean, this car was souped up to such a great level. So I come outside. I normally would have my car right in front of my house parked in the street. I come outside. I don't see my car in front of my house, so I immediately think it's stolen. But then I see the flashing lights down the road. I look over at my neighbor's lawn. My car, I kid you not, is sitting in my neighbor's lawn. So I walk down my driveway, right? Lululemon pants and my Charles River coat. And some shoes that I threw on without even tying. And I smacked myself in the head. I wasn't mad, I was just in disbelief. I was like, man, that is my car sitting in my neighbor's lawn. So this had to be, I would say, the worst thing that could happen. We just entered, quarantine, if that's what you want to call it, and my car that I drive, every single day is chilling in my neighbor's lawn, my 5-speed manual Honda Prelude. So I was very just I don't really get mad as a person, but I was deeply upset. I was just oh, that's my car. So I walked out to the road and I just, I was just kind of in complete shock. Didn't get mad, just was kind of oh, there's my car crushed in my neighbor's lawn. So now you're wondering, how did my car get in my neighbor's lawn? Well, a driver fell asleep about 6 a.m. in the morning. He was driving a burgundy Chevy Impala. The front left of my car. And keep in mind, my car was parked with the e-brake up and with first gear engaged, right? It pushed my car entirely to my neighbor's lawn. So first gear, e-brake up, we measured it. My car was pushed over 50 feet up a curb onto my neighbor's lawn. And, this is not just up a curb. I mean, this curb is, I don't know, 8-10 inches tall. So my car was completely not even near where it was, and it was pushed backwards in first gear. So right then, it just kind of hit me. The first thing on my thought was not, oh, looks like I revealed a cave or a ravine, but the first thought on my mind was, oh no, my car, what am I gonna do for transportation? It was, dang, my transmission is blown. Like, I knew, you know, transmission, it's been rolled, car's been rolled backwards. So, my dad gave me the rundown on what happened. He said he had already talked to the police, and he had actually talked to the guy. Him and my mom heard the accident and woke up. I did not. I'm a very deep sleeper. So then, my dad went outside and saw the car down the street, and I was woken up afterwards. So he said the guy seemed out of it, but they never really, said if he was, intoxicated in any way. Sounded like he might have just been, extremely fatigued. So that was definitely the other driver was okay, it was perfectly fine. So that's good. But definitely surreal on my part. I mean, that car was a car. My dad and I and my friend Drew, we worked on for hours, to make that car what it was. It was fantastic. So my car's sitting on my neighbor's lawn. The police came over, talked to me, had to show my insurance and registration, so I crawled in my car through my passenger door. Had to use my key to unlock it, obviously. I was able to get it out of first gear. It was very stuck. It was quite worrying to even try and take it out of gear, but I did. I knew once the tow truck got there that they were going to have to. So yeah, I mean, the driver just fell asleep and hit my car at a very early time of the morning, which was highly upsetting. The one way that the accident happens is when I'm asleep in my house. No way for me to know it was ever even gonna happen. So that was quite upsetting. But once the tow truck driver arrived, after a little while, the police had left, and the Chevy Impala had already been towed away, and we had the AAA driver actually just tow the car back to the front of my house. So my mom, my dad, and we picked up the shrapnel from my car and his. I still have like the fog light from his car. I have part of the Chevy badge. I was actually able to find all the Prelude pieces for the front badge that goes on the front honeycomb grill. So I saved all those and super glued them back together. So I have that. But yeah, so we picked up the shrapnel, and then we just left my car sitting in front of my house for, it was a few days before we actually had them come and tow it away, and they took it to our local Copart here. So that'll actually be auctioned off. If you're interested in those details, you can let me know. But yeah, so it was definitely a surreal experience. My take on it and what I learned from it is, obviously I know cars are just material things, so I wasn't deeply upset. Obviously it was, that's my car, so I was pretty hurt, but nothing crazy. Stayed positive through it. I had a lot of friends, give me, encouraging words. So that was helpful, but definitely not something I wanted to experience. I'm glad the other driver was okay, and that I was not in the car. I'll try and put some pictures up right now. As you see, should click through a few pictures and show you some of the carnage. And hopefully you can look at those. Some of them are pretty cool. You'll see the ones it's some orangish lighting and you can see the police lights down the road. I'll try and put the picture in from with the caption of where the car used to be and where it ended up, so you can see that. It was actually quite impressive for me to see how well my car held up to the accident. So, that's not gonna work. So, rather than just, the hood smashing in and smashing the windshield, the hood actually crumpled upwards. They did a good job. The engineers did a great job on those crumple zones. And so the windshield actually stayed intact. It was never even touched. I crawled into the driver footwell because that's something you want to see, especially on a front collision. You want to see if you were in the car, would your legs have been crushed? And there were actually not even any body panels on the inside of the car shifted. The driver footwell was perfectly intact, and that was actually very settling because, you definitely do not want to be in the car when it crumbles like that. So it was very settling to know that, if I were in the car, I likely would not have been too damaged in any way. Definitely kind of a settling factor despite the circumstances. And yeah, like I said, definitely glad the other driver was okay. I felt a little bad because definitely the coolant, because the radiator was smashed, all of my coolant, I guarantee, probably killed some of my neighbor's grass, but they did not seem too upset actually. So I was kind of glad about that. Glad that they were, I don't know if the right word is empathetic or sympathetic, but they were understanding of my situation. So that was nice. Trying to finish up this house right here. Need to go get some cobble, but yeah, I'm glad everything was okay. I did have full coverage on the car, if you're wondering. So I was actually able to get a decent sum of money. Obviously not the same amount, especially not because I had some coilovers on the car. And if you know anything about obtaining coilovers, they're not cheap. They're quite high quality. So definitely upsetting factor, but glad we were able to get a decent amount of money for the car. I bought that car with my own money, so I'm definitely glad because I definitely did not have enough money to just go buy a nice car again. So yeah, I'm not sure what else there is to the story. I'm sure I'll think of other things later and kick myself, but let me go grab some cobble. If you're wondering what I have now, I bought a 2003, and it's the half-year edition, so 2003 and a half Mazda Speed Protege. I was able to purchase that from someone that I actually knew already. I had previously test-driven that car, so that was very nice to be able to get my hands on. The owner actually gave me quite a good deal. It does have a few issues, but it's been a fun car to just wrench on and work on. Definitely a project. It's not a car I'm gonna keep. I'm flipping it to sell it. So 2003 and a half year model Mazda Speed Protege. That's a turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, and gearing it up to sell right now. There are a couple more things I'm gonna do. Tomorrow I'm planning to do sway bar end links and sway bar bushings, and then look at that, that's fantastic, nice iron. But after the sway bar bushings and end links, I still need to take off the front wheels, sand them and repaint them. I did with the rear wheels, made them look 10 times better. I'll try and put up a picture right now, and but those look really good, so we'll try and do that to the front wheels also. And then also I'm going to replace the valve seals, the valve cover gasket, and the timing belt. And obviously I'm going to pop some new spark plugs in there too. But it's been burning oil on startup. It's been diagnosed as valve seals, so I'm going to do that. After I sell that car, you know what? I really wanted a 1989 to 1990 Honda Prelude, so I'll take a sip of my hot chocolate. No coffee today, but we do have hot chocolate. It's too late for coffee, I would say. I'd like to get my hands on an older Honda Prelude as my next project. Sorry, I know this was the story of how my Honda Prelude got destroyed, but I figured I'd give an update on the whole car situation, so I appreciate you bearing with me. But alright, cool. And but yeah, so I'd like to get an older Honda Prelude, you know, even if it's not in perfect condition, we can fix that up, you know. Starting to learn about all that, especially with majoring in motorsports engineering and physics coming up this fall. And it would be nice to bring a nice 89 or 90 Honda Prelude back to life, you know, give it some action. There's a YouTuber by the name of Elevated Media. He also has an Instagram page he has a 3rd gen Prelude that he just manual swapped, and that car is quite incredible, so I'd love to do something like that. And I think the Prelude is the perfect project for me, especially after having a, what do we call it, a 5th gen Prelude. And so I'm pretty excited to get my hands on that next car. It's a little hard right now with COVID going on to buy and sell cars. The current car I have now literally is not even registered. I just drive around with a copy of the title because our Secretary of State here in Michigan is closed, so that's a little upsetting, but you know, minor setbacks. You know, it's allowing me to not have to rush on this car to get it done. So that's been actually pretty fun. So we're gonna try and finish up that project and you know, get that car sold, start on the next project. I don't know what I think of this roof. Not sure how I'm liking it, but these stairs are a little wonky. I have an upside down stairs on top. Yeah, definitely don't like that. Wow, that is absolutely awful. That's terrible. Yeah, I don't really know what to do here. I guess we put another stair there and another one there. That's still not gonna look good. Alright. But yeah, excited for that next car project. I was trying to think of anything else if I had anything else to share about the accident itself. Do we have some torches? We don't even have torches. Take that. Get that rocking for when we go under the earth. Hopefully I've sounded less depressing-ish today. Last episode I sounded like I was like seasonally depressed or something. I promise I'm fine. Alright, you know what? We're gonna call this the starter house and call it a day. That's so silly. I've noticed the frame rate is a little lower this video. I switched over to OBS. I was using Fraps before, but Fraps, my raw files were coming up to 42 gigabytes for 20 minutes of footage. Wasn't really rocking with that. Took forever editing and trying to render that. So we'll see if this works. If not, we'll figure something else out. Yeah, so Prelude was wrecked. We bought a Mazda Speed Protege. We are working on getting that Mazda Speed Protege ready to sell, and we're going to start on the next project. And let's finish off this back part. I like having a little bit of land, you know, around my house. Let's not make it so uniform though. Bring this out there. I'll get rid of these last two pieces also. Just like, no. Okay. How about that? Maybe around this top a bit. You know what? That's what we're gonna call decent. Alright. Cool. We're gonna finish off the roof in the next episode, but sorry, I know I didn't actually accomplish much in this episode, but the house was kind of something I just wanted to get done. We're gonna go mining in the next episode. So, let's see here. Should we grab another screenshot? Should we get the sunset in the background? Ah, hurry! Hurry, Miles! Okay. Did that work? Yes, awesome. Alright, well, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in for episode 2. Much more to come. If you have any suggestions, let me know down below. Next episode, we're going to start out with the start of the episode, and we're going to call our first segment of every video the What is Miles Drinking? So tonight we have some Swiss Miss hot chocolate, and you know what? We'll let you know what I have next episode. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day.